Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The White Storm, an action movie from 2013 that was a co-production between Hong Kong and China. It stars Lau Ching Wan, Koo, and Nick Cheung. It was directed by Benny Chan. Now, I briefly covered this movie in my Benny Chan discussion video. I'll include a link to that discussion in the description box below, but I recently rewatched this and wanted to do a separate review. So we get Lau Ching Wan, Koo, and Nick Cheung play characters that are brotherly and who have known each other since they were young. When they grew up, they were stationed in the Narcotics Bureau of the Hong Kong police force. Now, among these guys, Koo has been undercover for a long time in the drug trafficking group. And because of this, he cannot live a normal life, and that makes him extremely frustrated. His colleagues often persuade him that he can return to the team after catching the last big drug lord. An operation is hatched in Thailand to catch an elite drug dealer by the name of Eight-Faced Buddha. Now, the opening montage of this film shows the impact of illegal drugs in society. It also shows our cop protagonists as they shake down drug dealers on the streets. Kind of a generic start to the film, especially with the undercover cop stuff. How many undercover cop movies have we all seen at this point? Even just from the Asian continent itself. There's a lot of common dialogue about Koo wanting to do a normal cop's job, not wanting to become a real criminal by being tempted by the money involved. His wife is pregnant on the side, so, it's stuff we've seen before. And there's even bureaucratic problems with the police force. So I was slightly concerned that this would be kind of a forgettable flick, despite being directed by the great Benny Chan. But thankfully, even from a story standpoint, there are some hugely unexpected plot developments that we see along the way in this. And I won't spoil them for you, but I was legitimately surprised at some of the stuff that happens in this film. I have to give the film credit, even if a few of these events were outlandish. Okay. But I liked it, and I was quite surprised, so I give the film credit. Another positive is that the dynamics between the protagonists involve some tension. They have problems with each other, but they are also very caring towards one another. It's it's very brotherly. You get into fights, you don't like each other on some things, but at the end of the day, you have loyalty here. And that was handled well. It's reasonably dramatic and intense to have an impact. And then later on, it becomes quite obvious that this film is an homage to a certain kind of movie. And I won't tell you what it is to avoid spoilers, but fans of Asian movies may be able to pick out this subgenre of film by the end. Now, the A-list cast does a fine job, no surprise. These guys have been acting in genre films for years and years, decades, and they're very comfortable with this style of content. So they handle themselves like veterans, giving very confident performances in this. Now, in terms of the action and thrills, we get a mix of big set pieces, violence, and even some suspense. The early nighttime sting operation during the drug deal works well. It takes place in this huge apartment complex and incorporates gunplay and even some grenade usage. One highlight is a very entertaining forced shootout that's probably my favorite scene of the movie. The amount of collateral damage and destruction in this particular scene is pretty impressive. There's some serious firepower in the form of weaponry, and the machine gun they use alone is worth watching. And then add in some helicopters, a gritty car chase, and this is a good scene. There's a scrappy one versus many fight involving Lau Ching Wan, which somewhat unexpected given his history in film, but I'll take it. And then soon after that, there was a brief demolition derby scene in a shipping dock area. But then we get the big finale, which is another huge set piece. Classic shoot 'em up. Tons of gunfire, some crazy deaths, fun stuff. So the action delivers, which, it's a Benny Chan film, and usually does. Now, one criticism I have of this is that the runtime is 2 hours and 14 minutes. A little bit too long, and I think some of the dialogue scenes could have been trimmed a little bit. They could have edited this down to about 2 hours, I would say. Maybe. But yeah, it's just a tad too long, in my opinion. But The White Storm, it's another fun one from Benny Chan, and I do recommend this if you're a fan of, Hong Kong action flicks. Currently streaming on Tubi, so it's very easy to find. And as always, we'll see you next time.